Hey everyone, Miss Laura here, and I am bringing you a lesson today on main idea. Main ideas are very important when we're reading a story or any reading passage, even poetry. And today I've chosen a quick story so I can present to you a lesson on main idea. I like to think of the main idea as a house. You see, being in a house helps us have order, a little bit of structure. We know where to find things in our house. And so when we read stories like we're going to read today, Cars, I like to think of how an author builds a house to help us understand the story. So in the story Cars, it's very short. We're going to read it. And then we're going to build a house from it. The first thing I'd like us to look at is the word cars. Cars is the title of our story. Whenever we want to understand more about a main idea, it's super important for us to first know the title of our story. The title of our story tells us the topic, cars. So from here, we have the foundation of our home. At the bottom, we can build up now knowing that the topic of our book is cars. Let's look inside. This is Cars by Ann Rockwell. Cars go everywhere. They go on 6-lane turnpikes and on dusty country roads. They go through dark tunnels and over airy bridges. They go fast. They go slow, and gasoline makes them go. There are big cars and small cars, old cars, and new cars. Cars take us far away and down the street to the store. Our car is red and shiny. We get in our car. And we go away. Pretty quick book, huh? That is the book Cars. Now we talked about the title, and the title tells us the topic. The foundation of our home is all about cars. But that's not our main idea. That's why I called it a topic. Notice my topic is one word, pretty simple. My main idea will end up being a sentence, what this whole book is mainly about. And we can do that by first thinking about all of the details that we read. You see, once we have the foundation of cars, we can build our house up using details. Let's find out how. To do that, I'm going to start using a piece of paper. And I'm actually going to fold my paper into 4 boxes, just like this. And in each box, I'm going to write a detail about my book. I'm going to use my book to help me know more about it. So if my topic is cars, let's see what happened at first. It told me that cars go everywhere. Cars go everywhere. That's important detail about cars. What do we know about cars? They can go everywhere. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to write cars go everywhere. There's my first detail. If I go back to my story and I keep researching, it tells me all the places that they go. And that's important, but I've already said one of the important parts of my story is they go everywhere. So that tells me that they go on turnpikes and dirty roads. That's everywhere that they go, through tunnels and airy bridges. But then it also tells me that they move. It tells me that they can move fast They can move slow. So that's another great detail. Cars go or move. Cars go or move. So now my topic is cars, and some details here are cars go everywhere, cars move or go places. And when they move, it tells me that they're fast and slow and they need gasoline. Then the next detail is all about that they're big, and then they're small, they're old, and they're new. Let me think. If it's telling me they're big, small, old, new, that must mean that cars can look different. I'm going to write that detail down. Cars can look different. Some are old, some are new, some are big, some are small. Cars can look different. And let's see. Then it says cars can take us far away. They can take us to the store. Cars can take us places. I like it. So here are 4 ideas about my topic. My topic is cars. Cars can go everywhere. Cars go or move. Cars can look different, and cars take us places. Those are 4 details. So now we have our foundation, which is cars, details about cars. Now we're starting to build our house. I'm going to get a pair of scissors real quick. I'm going to hit pause and I'll be right back because in order to build a house, we need some tools. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I got my scissors. I did a little bit of construction while I was gone too. You see, I took all of our details and I cut them apart. So if you remember, the first detail we said was cars go everywhere. And they do. So we're going to use the cars go everywhere, and we're going to add to it another detail that we had, which was cars go or move. Cars go or move. Both of these were details. Remember, our topic is cars, and we learned that cars can go everywhere. Dirty roads, airy bridges, and we also learned that cars can move fast, slow, you know. So I'm going to say that these are 2 important parts of this story, and I'm actually going to make them into a little house. Okay, I'm going to make them into a little house. I'm going to do that by get it, putting them. Hey everyone, I'm back, and I got my tool, which was a pair of scissors, and I did a little construction while you were gone. You know that piece of paper I had? I cut it all up. Remember, what we wrote on the piece of paper that was pink was all the details as we read our story. So we knew that our topic, what we want to build our house on, is indeed cars. But we want to find the main idea, what the whole story is all about. The main idea is more than just one word. And in order to find our main idea, we're going to use a couple of details. We're going to build a house. So to build our house off the topic of cars, we wrote this detail. Cars go everywhere. Remember, the story told us that they're on streets, airy bridges, country roads. So this was an important detail, and I cut it apart. Another important detail that we had was that cars go and move. Remember that they can move slow or fast. We all know about cars. So the first thing we're going to do is put these 2 important details about cars together. So I used my tool to make it a little bit easier. Look at what I've just built. I built 2 walls to a very important house, our main idea house. Does anybody remember another detail that we had? Oh, true. Cars can take us places. Cars can take us places. I'm actually going to put these two together now. And I have a total of 3 walls. And our last detail that we had that we read from our story is that cars can look different. Cars can look different. Some are old, some are new, some are big, some are small. So now I'm going to be building the last part of my house. Remember, all good, strong buildings have 4 walls. And if one of our walls is missing, well then the whole house could fall down. Main ideas are the same way in stories. Stories need to have great details inside of them so that you can build a really good story. And if one of these is missing, the story isn't so great. So we want all 4 walls so that we can have a strong story. And here we have all of our walls, and all of them are our details. Now, our house, though it has a nice foundation of a topic of cars and some really great details about cars, we still need the main idea. What part of this house is missing? That's right, you probably see it sitting over here, the roof. Every house has a roof. So let's talk a little bit about our roof. I'm going to use a half sheet of yellow paper. If we know the topic and we have 4 amazing details, then the next thing we need is our roof. Now we can figure out our main idea. That means the roof of the house is our main idea. I'm going to fold my piece of paper in half. And on one side of it, I'm just going to have a little bit of fun. I'm just going to be writing down or maybe I'm going to write it down. I'm going to be writing down a picture because it's fun. I'm going to put my topic on my roof here in picture form. This whole thing was about cars. So that's what I'm going to draw. My best car. Don't make fun of it. It's all about cars. It's part dinosaur, part car. Then, on the other side, I want us to brainstorm a little bit about what the main idea is. Now, we know that the topic is cars, and we have all of these wonderful details to support that. They look different, that they take us places, and that they can drive pretty much anywhere. So, what is this book mainly about? We can answer that question in one sentence. We might say that this book is mainly about how cars move and take us places, no matter how they look. Really, any car can move and take us places. So I'm going to write that in a sentence. Cars can move and take us places, even if they look different. Ta-da! Now, I'm going to put this on our roof, if you don't mind, so that I'll put this on our house as a roof so that we now can show that the story, Cars, is indeed a really great story. It was made just right with the right details, topic, for us as a reader to learn the main idea. So, here you have it. Let me get my roof on just right. I don't want any leaks. We now have made a main idea house out of details from our story in the pink. And then from the details, we were able to understand what this story was mainly about and write our own main idea sentence to make a house. Now, your work to this is to create your own main idea house. It's going to be pretty fun. Now, I made mine from scratch. I'm a creative builder. But what you have in your work to follow up is a piece of paper that's blue with 4 sentences and a pink piece of paper that has directions, and the other half is going to have a beautiful picture and a sentence. Look familiar? Remember in my story, Cars, I had 4 boxes with details, and they became the walls. That's what these are. These are the walls. And then, remember I had a half a sheet of paper, and I put a picture on it, and then 1 sentence, and that became the roof, or the main idea. You're going to be doing the same thing. In the next video you can watch, I'll teach you how to cut these apart and then put them together to make your own house. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson on main idea. Bye now.